over the weekend, Warren Buffett mentioned that the market is in a euphoric state. And today we're going to discuss about technically, are we seeing that as well? And what are we going to discuss in today's video? There are three key points of discussion. Number one, we're going to discuss about the three stages of an uptrend. There are three stages. Who are they? Beginning, maturing, and euphoria. And the number two point of discussion is that we're going to discuss about the characteristic of a euphoria. How do we recognize them? And the last one will be the first part. I'm going to use the monthly chart of NASDAQ, and then we're going to apply the same technique. Can we apply this technique to the 60 minutes chart in the S&P? We're going to see that. Now, before that, disclaimer, what presented here is not a recommendation, so please consult your licensed broker. My mission is to create lateral thinking skill for every investor and traders, knowing when to take a calculated risk with market uncertainty and a bolder risk when opportunity arises. Now let's zoom in into NASDAQ. Now the first topic will be there are three stages of the uptrend: beginning, maturing, and euphoria. Now let's look at this NASDAQ. In fact, this rally or this uptrend on the monthly NASDAQ chart has been ongoing for at least the last, I would say that at least the last 12 years. Now there are three stages: beginning, maturing, and euphoria. Now let me start off with the beginning stage. Now this is how it works. And I'm going to put a text here. That's beginning stage. Let me just write it down. Beginning stage. Yep. And we could see that the beginning stage are generally about 30 degrees. And please don't be too concerned about what is the degree. Later on, I'm going to explain it further. So basically, at the beginning stage, I will also classify that as the skepticism stage. You still remember in about 2008, 2009, when the first time that they introduced QE, and the whole market was still quite skeptic about the rally. So this is the beginning stage. And let's look at the second part of every uptrend. And as the beginning stage progresses, it moves on into a maturing stage. Now let's go and take a look at this uptrend, the continuation of the uptrend. And this is what I call the maturing stage. I'm going to put this down. Maturing. Now, we could see that the characteristic of the maturing stage compared to the beginning stage, it is slightly steeper compared to the beginning stage that we could see here. Then how about the euphoric state? Now I'm going to draw this out, and I'm going to put a text as euphoria. Now this is euphoria stage, and we could see very clearly that the euphoria stage, it is much steeper than the maturing stage. And if you're going to look at the fundamental reason, because once you look at the weekly or daily chart, if you expand beyond the minutes to day to week to month, it also makes sense that we also have to also include the fundamental reason as well. So if you still remember that the euphoria stage, technically we could see that is very steep. That's the characteristic of it. Fundamentally, if you still remember the event, it was March 2020, where COVID-19 hit US, and they have rolled out a various stimulus package, and that really drive our investor to chase after the wind of the market. And we still remember that what Warren Buffett say in the last weekend, during the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, he criticized that the Wall Street for encouraging speculative behavior in the stock market, effectively turning it into a gambling parlor. And that's why I classify as it is right now at the euphoria stage. And this is what Warren Buffett said as well. This is what he observed. But technically, we could also see that the market, it is in a euphoria stage right now. Now, if you're going to be an investor, can I really recommend that please don't be too passive. Passive means that you have this idea that I like a stock, I would like to hold it forever. And we have to recognize that every cycle in an uptrend and next in a cycle will be downtrend. In an uptrend, there are three stages where I explain: beginning, maturing, and euphoria. So we will not be able to afford to be passive. So I hope that that will give you some idea. Now let's go to the we have discussed about the second part, which is the characteristic of a euphoria stage. Now, can we apply this to the minute chart, to the shorter time frame chart? Now, let me just zoom out of this. And we're going to look at the E-mini S&P 60 minutes chart. And let me just zoom into it. So I'm into the third part of this short video, applying it to the shorter time frame. Now, so this is where the current market is right now at 4147, and it's running, as you could see. So now we are in the topic of discussion of an uptrend. Now, can we apply this on a 60 minutes chart? And the answer is yes. I think when it comes to technical analysis or behavior analysis, it got to be as simple as it can be. Now, this, if I got to squeeze in a little bit here, so this is an uptrend, and currently we're in the downtrend. Now, let's talk about uptrend, because the topic is about uptrend, and could we, or can we identify a euphoria market? Now, so this is the uptrend. Now, towards the end of an uptrend, usually the market will be pretty much euphoria. Now, we could see that the characteristic of this up move, the last leg here, the market is very steep, and pretty gappy as well. Now, in terms of market psychology, gappiness of the market, it also means that traders are chasing after the wind. Yeah, so it's earlier the example that the investor are chasing after the wind. So it created a steepness in the market with some gap. And of course, you may say that in this whole uptrend, this is pretty steep as well. There's gap, but we have to understand that in the uptrend, this is the beginning of a uptrend. So this is not quite valid. So we got to see how it progress. Now, as it formed, this is an uptrend. But towards the end, we could see that it's pretty steep and it's pretty gappy. And that I would say that it can be classified as maybe at a point in time that market, it was pretty euphoria. But if you have been following my last few videos, I talk about market divergence. And in the coming videos, I'm going to continue to indulge in divergence. With the combination of divergence, it will be really helpful for us to identify between euphoria with divergence. It kind of gives me a better confirmation that where the market will be heading. I hope that is helpful for you. And the coming videos, we're going to continue to discuss about applying divergence on shorter time frame markets with the Micro Emini US Indices. Continue to explore this topic with these related videos and registered for these webinars as well. Follow my Facebook page for my daily market insights. To be updated with my latest video, subscribe to my channel, and remember to turn on the notification bell. See you again very, very, very soon.